Tully Blanchard, James Shea Dillon walking toward the ring right now. Going up for the World TV title against Brad Armstrong. And like JJ said, two young athletes with great wrestling backgrounds as far as family.
A one-ball match with a 25-minute time limit for the World's TV title. Introducing first in the corner to my right, the challenger from Marietta, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, the very popular Brad Armstrong. And now, the World's Television Champion from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 235 pounds, accompanied by his manager, J.J. Dillon. Fans, this is Tully Blanchard.
We are expecting a great match for the World Television title and $10,000 as you see the referee holding up the belt to show all the fans. And we must say at the beginning of this match, there's a stipulation the champion and, of course, the leader of the Four Horsemen, James Shea Dillon, have agreed upon. And that is, if you don't beat Tully Blanchard, if it ends, the time limit expires, and no one has been pinned, then you're the loser. Tully Blanchard's the winner.
Well, I think it's only fitting. Tully Blanchard is putting $10,000 on the line. He's putting the title on the line, so the least we can ask of his opponents, put a little bit of their reputation on the line. Be prepared, if you don't go out and win it, to have your name down under the loss column in the record book.
And Brad Armstrong with a quick flurry to begin the match. Tully Blanchard quickly down on the floor. Boy, Brad Armstrong.
You know, Tony, I think we're going to see a real contrast. Last week we saw two powerhouses in Big Bubba Rogers and Ole Anderson, two super heavyweights going at it. And this week, though they're both in the heavyweight classification, certainly Tully Blanchard and Brad Armstrong in the peak of fitness, speed and endurance, and the technique is more their forte.
You're exactly right. Blanchard now regaining composure as he goes back into the ring, and Armstrong right back on top of it.
Brad Armstrong has a very good upper body, Tony. Obviously, has done a lot of weight training to complement his training regimen. And he's got good strength for a man his size.
He really does. Both men are top caliber athletes. There's no doubt about it. You can see it not only by looking at them, but of course the way they wrestle in the ring. Armstrong trying to pull Blanchard out. Blanchard hooked an arm onto the ropes, and now quickly to the opposite turnbuckle.
Now, Tony, there is where the call could have gone either way. It looked to me like Tully Blanchard was deliberately thrown over the top rope, and here I protested to referee Earl Hebner that I thought he should have called for the bell right there, stopped the match. It should have been over, and Tully Blanchard declared the winner right here. But Earl Hebner felt that he went into the turnbuckle, and his momentum took Mr. Blanchard over to the floor, and it was not a deliberate act, and he insisted that the match continued, and I guess my complaints fell on deaf ears.
Of course, if your complaints would not have, then of course you would have held on quickly to that $10,000 stack of money and of course the belt. Blanchard and Armstrong. Now Tully back to the corner. Both men hooking up. And now with all their force pushing against each other. We got men here in this match that can either duke it out in a brawl or wrestle with the best of them. Both of them great athletes. Right back to the corner.
Well, Tully Blanchard was an outstanding quarterback at West Texas State. He's truly an all-around athlete, and is certainly a great wrestler. Otherwise, he wouldn't be the World Television Champion.
Brad Armstrong knows what to do, though. You got to take the fight right to him. You can't sit back and wait, or you'll be on the short end of it. And Armstrong right up with an armbar.
You know, Tony, the longer the match continues, I think the more that favors Tully Blanchard, because the clock is also the enemy of Brad Armstrong. He's looking at that 25-minute time limit, and he realizes unless he got real lucky with a chance of securing a pinfall out of the blue, he's riding the note. he's going to have to take Tully Blanchard, who has shown time and time again that he has good endurance, and he's going to have to wear him down, and it does take time. And he's really got to keep a strong pace up, looking at that 25-minute time limit.
There's no doubt about Blanchard's ability or his endurance, but as he goes to the ropes right there, some people have said that it's not only endurance, it is buying time by Tully Blanchard. It is wasting time sometimes outside of the ring.
Well, I feel, Tony, that Mr. Blanchard has a right to do whatever he needs to do in order to keep the title. There's a tremendous amount of prestige and a tremendous amount of money involved.
And we'll be back with more of the match right after this timeout. There is no doubt when we thought and saw that we would have these two men on our program that we would be in for an exciting type match, and we certainly are. Grabbing towards the hair right there. Earl Hebner warning, and now Blanchard right to the chin. The hair again. Tell you, when you're in this situation, you'll do anything to get out of it, J.J.
Well, it's a very frustrating moment for Tully Blanchard because he feels the pressure over Brad Armstrong, and again, 25 minutes is a long time, but it's not such a long time when you got to wear down the likes of Tully Blanchard. And it's no easy chore, but Brad Armstrong is doing as fine a job as I've seen yet.
Now, what are you reaching for here?
I saw somebody throw some paper from the balcony that landed right there in front of him, and I would hate to see a Brad Armstrong really getting the chance of a lifetime, step up and slip on a cup and maybe injure himself. I was just trying to help the referee. He's got his hands full watching the match.
You have an answer for everything, don't you?
I beg your pardon?
James J. Dillon counting the money. Closely counting the money, I should say. As Blanchard holds right on to Armstrong now.
Keep your hands off me.
As Administrative Director of Tully Blanchard Enterprises, I do hold on to the money, and it would be certainly not only a great financial loss, but it would be very embarrassing to kiss that $10,000 goodbye, Tony. And I'm the last one to want to see that happen.
Blanchard almost getting the pin right there. The referee checking in. And this is quite a move right here. He really has Armstrong tied up, as you can see right there. Armstrong, though, keeping that right shoulder above the mat. 2 count. And that was very close. He came up with the other arm.
He got a little high on the leverage. It looked like he had him. He had him confined with the leg scissors and was concentrating on getting the left shoulder down. And Tully got just a little bit too high, and Brad not only got the right shoulder up, but it looks like he's coming up on top, Tony.
Blanchard holding on. And now Armstrong, a right hand to the shoulder, and he goes right back to the left leg.
What about the fist?
Well, I have to give Brad Armstrong an A for perseverance.
Blanchard, a right hand, back of the head, getting out of it, but still, Armstrong up on top, a knee right
Oh,
to the
that had to
hamstring.
hurt. That had to hurt, Tony.
James J. Dillon right at your screen watching on as Blanchard. A warning from the referee. And that was a warning toward you, J.J.
Well, the referees sometimes get preoccupied with watching me. For what reason, I don't know. And I tell them, watch the action. Tully Blanchard could have performed one of the great maneuvers there, got the shoulders down. The referee's watching me and not counting the man down.
To the leg again, Armstrong casting an eye over toward J.J. Dillon. Still working on that left leg. And that, of course, prevents Blanchard from lifting the man up and using his favorite move, the slingshot. When you can't get to your feet, you can't use it. And Armstrong with some good strategy right here.
It's a very, very good point, Tony. But the one thing I think that you fail to realize is that though that is the specialty of Tully Blanchard, he's a very versatile athlete and has any one of numerous maneuvers that could put anybody away on any given night. So I hope Mr. Armstrong does not become lulled into a false sense of security here, because we haven't heard the last of Tully Blanchard.
I would agree with that. I've seen Blanchard wrestle on many occasions, win many matches. And even though we see a slingshot more than other moves on TV, he has won matches many other ways. Blanchard trying to get to the ropes, and this is really the only thing he can do right now. And he's there. No, he's not close enough, says Earl Hebner. And boy, that really infuriates James J. Dillon.
Sometimes I feel, Tony, that the referees, they listen to the people, And the fans are entitled to cheer for who they want to, but when they sway the decision of the referee and alter his judgment.
That time, he almost had the pin, and I think maybe a handful of trumps at the same time. Regardless, the pin was not made. And Blanchard slammed to the turnbuckle by Brad Armstrong.
I don't think he would ever stoop to using the tights. I looked down at my notes for a second, and I didn't see that, but I'll sure ask him, Tony, and if he did, I would give him a very stiff reprimand.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, what a drop kick. He went right straight up in the air, Tony, a good 6 feet. And it's a good thing they were close enough to the ropes until he got his leg over. It might have been all over.
Tell you what, a champion knows where he is in the ring at all times, how close he is to the ropes. And you're right, very fortunate he was there, close to the ropes. Blanchard with a big knee. And you're talking about a top caliber athlete, just to show you, Blanchard down on his back just moments ago, now comes right back up on top on the offensive, and obviously shaking off that leg injury.
Well, here's where it's awful tempting to take some shortcuts, because the prestigious title, World Television Champion, a lot of money. It opens a lot of doors, and promoters ring from all over the world when you hold a title like the World Television Championship, plus the $10,000. And Tully Blanchard is the last one to want to lose it on this occasion of Brad Armstrong. Blanchard
held that title once before and held it longer than any man has ever. Over a year he held the World Television title. Now back with it again. He has held the title since Thanksgiving Day of '86.
What are you doing?
You know, Tony, I feel a title really is only as good as the man that holds it and defends it. And I think Tully Blanchard took the World Television title to a prestigious level that it's never enjoyed before. He did lose the title, but in time he has regained it, and he's defended it for quite some time now successfully, and again taking it to new heights.
And like we've said before, and with all championships, you have to beat him. He does not have to beat you. And Armstrong working once again on the leg, on that left knee. Blanchard going once again to the hair, trying to get out of it, doing all he can to get out of this move.
We've mentioned so many times, Tony, one of the points of balance is the leg, and Brad Armstrong is showing his ring savvy and his experience, even though he's a young athlete, by concentrating on that leg. And he just keeps coming back to it, no matter what Tully Blanchard tries to do, whatever he tries to counter, right back to that leg, and it is showing its toll. It's been very effective.
And right now, James J., you're looking at the leg of Blanchard, the left leg, and here comes Armstrong right after Blanchard. Right down on the floor down. Now, don't forget, a 25-minute time limit. You got to do this. You got to go after him, because all the while he's on the floor, the clock is running.
What's this, Tony? He's on the top rope. Oh, a cross body block. Has he got him? Ooh, that was too close.
A 2 count. He thought maybe a 3, but it was a 2 count, and you thought maybe it was a 3 count also. Blanchard with a right leg. What a move that was.
One of the best defenses in professional wrestling, Tony. A good old kick right in the ribs.
And it really shook up Brad Armstrong. Encouragement from James J. Dillon at ringside as Blanchard starts his attack now. To the corner. Right hand in the midsection. A combination. A warning now that Armstrong's in the corner, and he throws Blanchard in there. Up on the rope.
He's got Brad Armstrong fired up now.
Blanchard pulls him down off the ropes and shoots him right out on the floor. Thinking once again, Tully Blanchard, knowing where he is, knowing what he can do, he threw Brad Armstrong right out onto the floor. Brad trying to get back up, and Blanchard head first right to the apron of the ring as Armstrong is dazed again.
Tony, I don't want to miss a second of this important match, but I've got a phone call, a very important one. So I'll back with you in about a minute.
Okay, JJ goes to the phone call. Now JJ holds on, and that's going to secure the pin. We're going to have to go back and try to bring JJ back here and hopefully show him the instant replay of what we just saw.
Tony, what happened is that...
Well, there's no instant
it's a victory. I missed it. Oh, I can't believe I missed it.
And there's no instant replay. We're going to have to come back and talk about this.